Everyone, Cheyenne Christman with the Standard Transition Alliance. Here with me now is, of course, Jessica Hallett. We're going to talk about your Young Guns versus Veterans event going on this Sunday. Let's get started with the big one. What inspired you to come up with this event, and how did it all start for you?
So actually at the start of this year, I was appointed to the board of both Purple Haze and Harness Horse Youth Foundation. And I was trying to come up with new ways to, promote each uh, foundation. And I wasn't sure what the best way. And I was giving ideas to both of them. And I was like, I wonder if there's something we could do at Saratoga because, Saratoga's my home track now. And I was thinking a race would probably be the best way to fundraise. And I was inspired by how they did it in Florida at Pompano Park with the Thoroughbreds and the Standardbreds, Pete Aiello and Gabe Pruitt. So I was like, maybe we can bring that to Saratoga. So I was trying to think what kind of driver's challenge we could do or something just out of the norm for Saratoga. So I was like, why don't we do veterans versus young guns? We have a lot of great young guns, up and coming drivers, and then we have a lot of great veterans that are in the Hall of Fame that, just have so many wins and just have made an impact on the industry. And I thought it really tied in well because the Harness Horse Youth Foundation brings kids into the business. And so I felt like our young guns really represented that because they're the next generation. And then the veterans, they've been in the industry a long time. They've been in it on just like our retired standardbreds. They've made an impact, and I just felt like those two correlated well, and it just seemed like the right event to do.
Now, you talk about being a board member for Purple Haze. Um, from being a member, what are some things you've learned or discovered while being a board member?
I've always like absolutely loved what Purple Haze does because, in my opinion, the most important thing we can do is show people that we care about our horses and we find them a place after racing. And so I've always followed it. Wanda Policini, she's just, amazing in everything she's done. She's paved the way for like this foundation. She's just, started a movement that's unreal. And so once I got on the board and I actually was able to visit the farm, it's just a top-notch operation. Like everything they do and the impact they have on the industry. And, they take horses directly off the track, they retrain them, they spend the time, riding, they get these horses used to new environments and they find the right home for them and they keep track of the horses. And I think that's like the most important thing we can do as an industry is because there's so many horses out there, and I know for myself, like I love to keep track of my horses, like after they leave our barn, and having this opportunity through Purple Haze, it's just so important for us.
Absolutely. And talk about, of course, they are an STA accredited aftercare organization. What does that accreditation mean to you when it comes to working with Purple Haze, and why is it so important?
We need people to understand, like, first of all, like how like important, Purple Haze is, and to be accredited, it shows that, this is a legit thing. Like I know people think, there's like skepticism surrounding it and they're not really sure how it all works or where the money goes or things like that. But when you donate money, when you contribute, or when they get, donations from the STA, it helps the industry grow and it helps the whole entire program grow. So it's really important that, everybody understands it and it just really places a higher value on everything that's done. Like just so everybody knows, like, this is what we do and this is why we do it.
I would have to say that your goal, kind of as a board member, is to get the word out about the importance of aftercare and the importance of, the importance of having the accreditation from the STA.
Oh, absolutely. My goal has always been like with everything I do is education. And so I feel like the more people are educated about something, the more they understand it. So that's, aftercare, that's racing, that's everything. Like if you have firsthand experience, if you see inside something, like if you can walk a mile in someone's shoes, you understand it better. So it's just all about that, like just promoting education and understanding.
This is your first ever Young Guns versus Veterans event. What do you hope to get out of it, and what are some of your goals?
Honestly, it's my first event ever. I've helped with a lot of events and I got to see how they work kind of, but this is my first time ever making the decision. So when people, started when I first promoted it and they were asking questions, I was like, geez, I gotta ask somebody, you know, what I should do. And then I'm like, no, I'm in charge. So I have to, kind of make the decisions and um overall, it's been a learning process, just trying to figure out everything, how to lay it out, how to set up the event and make sure everything's coordinated because it has to be, through the track, through the gaming commission, everybody has to be on the same level. So it's just been overall just experience, learning, and honestly, when I first started, I had a goal. I wanted to reach like, 20,000 in donations and to really spread the word about Purple Haze and Harness Horse Youth Foundation. But we've definitely passed our goal. I believe we should be like raised over 40 to 45,000 for the two charities. And then um, right now, my main goal is I hope a lot of people show up because we're out of track season at Saratoga, so that's a big thing is that people show up and they get to meet Betty Holt and Ellen Taylor firsthand. They get to see these horses on the track. They get to see the retired horses, and they get to see racing up close. So that's the main thing I'm hoping for now.
With through all the promotion you've done for this event, it hasn't even started. Because like I said, it happens on Sunday, and you guys have raised almost 50,000. That's incredible within itself. And not only that, you know, what are some goal, you talk about the goals for the event, but what are some goals for yourself? I mean, you've done so much for this sport. You were a breakthrough award winner a few years ago. What do you hope to achieve for yourself maybe within the next, 5 to 10 years?
All I can hope for is that I can make a difference in the sport, like no matter what it is or how it is, whether it's by promotions through videos and photos or by raising money. I don't really have any like set goals for myself as far as anything, but I just as long as I can keep making an impact, that's good enough for me. Like that's just my goal.
Thank you so much, Jess, for your time. Best of luck for your event this Sunday. We'll be watching for sure, and happy that you were able to join us for a couple minutes to talk about it. Due to the fact that you have just such a busy schedule, and there's just so much happening at Saratoga on Sunday.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you having me on.